What new game release are you looking forward to the most and why? Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The world in that is 1-to-1 scale, and you can visit your house or wherever, literally any country, the smallest or biggest country ever. Destroy All Humans. Played the shit out of that when I was a kid. Can't wait for the remake. Kerbal Space Program 2. The first game was, and still is, amazing. The mechanics of the game, the way it teaches science while having fun, and its extremely wholesome community is extremely impressive. All of this came from a company not even dedicated to game development. The sequel? Developed by a proper game developing company. The developers are truly caring about the game, many of which have spent thousands of hours in the original. Building on the successes of the original while also adding a whole new dimension to the game. Amazing graphics, new planets, colonies, and multiplayer? How can one not be excited? In my astronautics class in college, people literally used it to simulate and check their homework for topics like Hohmann transfers and gravity assists. It's amazing how much it teaches you while still being incredibly fun. KSP taught me more about orbital mechanics than any educational source did prior. It just clicked, and every bit of sci-fi I knew suddenly divided into realistic or not. Obligatory XKCD comic about KSP and orbital mechanics. Elden Ring. Lore by GRRM and made by FromSoft, who made my favorite game of all time. No gameplay shown yet, but I'm still looking forward to it. How badass was that dude disintegrating from the stress of whatever he was forging? Oh, so the game is about cooking. The game title is a reference to the crust left on a pot when you forget to clean out the leftover soup at the end of the night. The next indie game which I become obsessed with, dig 200 hours into and then suddenly drop after I've sufficiently worried my friends and family. I don't know what it is yet. I just know it's coming. Did anyone say Factorio? Or Satisfactory, which is also highly addictive. Also, Terraria, Journey's End comes out this month. Just sayin'. 200 hours Factorio? That's Zen Master level self-control. I'm at like 500 hours in RimWorld and I usually play with fast forward active. I stopped enjoying it after like 10 hours. I love RimWorld. But on and off. I use mods to stay interested. I get super into it for like a week. Forget the world. Then get bored and forget the game for like a year. At 600 hours logged. Does Flight Simulator 2020 count as a game? Edit. Wow. Thanks for the platinum, gold and silver. Glad to see others are as excited as I am for this release. I'm really looking forward to it too. I'm curious of how comfortably it will be playing with Xbox Pad. And my internet connection, whether it would be enough to download the scenery while flying. I'd really love to take a 12 hours flight in this game at least once. They've confirmed the ability to cache area for offline play, so I'd imagine you could always do that if your internet isn't sufficient. Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian Studios. I loved Divinity 2 Original Sin and felt that its systems would work brilliantly for D&D. Turns out I was right and it'll be the best RPG to come out in years. Edit, fixing typo. Second edit, gameplay of BG3U2.b. Dying Light 2. I love the first Dying Light, one of my favorite games still. Age of Empires 4.0 was the first computer game I really got into and I've enjoyed each installment since. 03 and the expansions were a blast, so I've been checking in on news of 04 every year or so for over a decade. Anyone who had the original hardcopy edition of 03 knows that the included pamphlet had a teaser for 4 and that was like 20,056. That pamphlet showed an 04 set around the World Wars. The current 4 being developed starts medieval again. Yeah, it's supposed to cover roughly the same time window as 02. Like I said, I've been checking in on this game at least once a year for like 10 years, haha. My point is they let us all know that 4 was a possibility the moment 3 came out. But yeah, it was like a mid-20th century infantryman in the pamphlet. That era would be cool, but maybe too complicated with air units and explosions that cause massive area damage. Although I love the original Empire Earth which handled all of that pretty well. Ghost of Tsushima, just the setting and how vast an open world it's gonna be gets me excited. I think the fact that they are being historical and avoiding any Mahik fantasy is refreshing and makes me curious about how the combat dueling system is gonna work. Elder Scrolls 6. Still have a while to wait, but damn if I'm not excited already. When you say a while, do you mean like 2024 or 2021? 2030 no doubt. That's a lot of time for a lot of bugs for Bethesda to put in. Yeah, I heard the game is more or less complete. Bethesda just needs more time to figure out how they are gonna duck it up at every chance they get. I've heard this time they'll just release the ability to name your character and leave the rest for the modders to add. I can't wait to be IKEA born. Cyberpunk 2077, love the look of the gameplay so far, can see CD Projekt Red really making a masterpiece of a game. Main reason for it would be I love the aesthetics and possibilities within the game. Edit, this aged like milk in a ducking oven. This game has been in development since before May 2012. I hope it's good. Terraria 1.4. It's not necessarily a new game release, but I think it still counts. 13 days to go. It's hard to believe it is finally happening. Ever since 2017 I've been like, man, I'll just wait to play. 1.4 is right around the corner. And it never came. Now, though, we're less than 2 weeks away, it's just so good. Lol, I remember when it was gonna be a small update called 1.3.6. Hollow Knight, Silksong. Hollow Knight is one of the few games which have extremely high polish, a good world building, tight gameplay and amazing environmental storytelling. Add to that a discount level launch price and free DLC. If Team Cherry keeps that quality up, then I will be in heaven. If Team Cherry keeps up the quality? This is the developer that was trying to make a DLC and accidentally created a full sequel. I don't think it's an if at this point. The sequel to Breath of the Wild. The second open world game I've ever played, first being Minecraft, has interesting characters and a decent story with fun gameplay. I'm hoping the same, if not better, for the second one. Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I'd have to say the first was my absolute favorite game. I can't wait to see where the story goes next. Teresa sequel planned? Edit, I'm very informed now, thanks for the answers guys and gals. Yes, it's Horizon 1 Dawn and Horizon 2 Dawn. 2 Horizon 2 Dawn. Horizon Tokyo Dawn. Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay, so here is my prediction. It's going to be Cottonmouth, Tampa, Florida, conjoined with Vice City, Miami, Florida, and with ability to visit Las Venturas, Vegas, and Anywhere City, Mexican City. Based on leaked characters called the Mexican, I believe we're going to be focused on cartels from South America, Mexico, and mafias and casinos. In this way the casino scene get a reboot with multiple casinos, which you can own, and we touch a current topic of crime, cartels. Main job will be rising the ranks of the cartel business. Kerbal Space Program 2, new rockets, new engines, new planets, new systems, base building. And I think there's online gameplay. Love the original, I still play the enhanced edition for PS4. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've always been a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games and am pumped because playing as a Viking sounds pretty cool. I've never played any, but I love Viking Nordic mythology games, so I'm pumped. Give Black Flag a shot. I'm not a huge AC person, but I got it because pirates, and it is so ducking fun. I think I had been planning on getting it, but forgot all about it. Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I've never played the original. Have a Wii but no GameCube adapter or controller. I've heard great things about it and like other games like Mario Odyssey. I've heard great things about the game, and love that they're adding back unused stuff like the Robo Squidward boss. Edit, damn. I didn't realize so many people were excited for this game. Edit 2, since apparently so many people weren't aware of it, the game comes out on June 23rd. Sir, you have made the right choice. I had the game when I was younger and still remember it being good. My roommate still has it for PS2. Yes, it does still hold up. Very solid platformer. Halo Infinite. The leaks makes it sound so different from other Halos, and I don't know if I'm scared or thrilled. Guess it'll all come down to the execution. I didn't want to play The Sims 2 because The Sims was so perfect as it was. I don't really want to be spending all my time moving a camera around, said I. Just buy the game, and return it next week if you don't like it, said the clerk, all those years ago. I'm not fussed how different the next Halo phase is from the original. I want to be immersed in that world, regardless of what the main theme is. Smile. Do you remember how weird the brutes were? Or playing as the Arbiter? The whole Halo 3 advert gave me goosebumps then, and gives me goosebumps now. Each game was a huge step up from the one before, and the first one was already iconic. Spoken like a true fan. I remember friends in high school bashing on the fact you play as an elite in Halo 2, and that one Krolotl comic bashing on it too, but you know what, the Sangheili are some of the coolest dudes around. Were it so easy? Hell yeah, I watched my brother play the whole of Halo 2 on the first 2 days after release. He kept saying I'll go to bed after this one, and it just kept getting better. As soon as he started playing as the Arbiter, we were like, damn, good hunting.